Welcome to Lost Girl Therapy, where we work on getting you back to you. Today we are talking about the internalization of labels and the passive acceptance without consciously challenging them and the impact that it's going to have. So when we talk about labels, what I mean is statements that you receive every day, like, oh, you're this. Oh, you're so organized, you're sensitive, you are high maintenance, you are driven, you are motivated. Labels can be positive or negative, but we are so conditioned to just accepting them that very rarely do we question if they feel right and good for us. And the thing is that when we internalize labels and we don't question whether we accept them or reject them, we are automatically assuming that the messaging that we're receiving is right. So if someone says we are sensitive and they mean it in a negative connotation, every time that we hear the word sensitive or we feel a feeling that elicits sensitivity, we're going to get met with an unconscious response of shame. We're going to get that kind of hit that says, oh, it's not that great to be sensitive because I've been told, based on tone of voice, based on labeling, that this is what other people think about sensitivity. And an analogy I like to use when it comes to labels and the recognition of their impact is the sweater. So say your mom gives you a sweater and you love your mom and it's really well intentioned and she gives you this sweater, but it just doesn't quite fit. It's kind of itchy. It doesn't really look that great. You don't love the pattern, and yet you keep it because you love your mom and it was a generous gift. And so you put your sweater in the drawer, and every time you open up that drawer, you look and you say, okay, I guess I could wear it. I could try it on for size. And yet every time that you wear that sweater, it just bothers you. It makes you itch. You just don't feel good. It's just not the right fit. That is the same thing with labels. And the thing about the sweater is it is highly unlikely that you will get rid of it. It is highly unlikely that if you have been given something by a loved one that you really care about and it was well-intentioned, that you would actually get rid of it. Chances are it stays in your drawer for years and you wear it maybe once. And yet you never think that it's okay to release it. So when we have labels that we're given, like, oh, you're sensitive, we take that and we hold on to it and we never say, hold on, does this feel right and good for me? So a really good exercise to do that I like to do with clients is I will say, take the label that you have been given and really think about the word. Does the word that you are being handed align with who you are? Now for me, if someone says I am so sensitive, depending on the connotation, I might say, no, I actually more deeply align with empathetic. I might also say, yes, in the instance that you are applying this to, I am sensitive, and that is a beautiful thing. But the key to labels is to not accept negative ones. You are going to be handed messaging about yourself all the time. It's going to come left and right from everywhere and everyone when you begin to change and you begin to step into who you want to be. But instead of passively accepting the labels, challenge yourself to evaluate the word that you are being given and then reword it. Find the word that most deeply aligns with your soul. And when you do, in those moments where someone says, oh, you're this, you actually can respond in a way that makes you feel empowered. It makes you feel more like yourself. And it reduces the ability for someone to give you something that was never yours to begin with. It stops the internalization of messaging. It stops the shame cycle in its tracks. Something that I encourage clients to do is to make a list of the labels that they have received. And when you go down the list, you make a separate column that says, do I accept it or do I reject it? Now, rejections are easy. Rejections are going to be, this is not me. I'm going to actually change the word entirely, and this is how I feel about myself. If you accept it, really sit with that word. Play with the nuances of different versions of that word or different versions of the feeling that the word is eliciting. And then really decide if the word that you are receiving is what you want to carry with you within your soul. because when we carry things, we are setting an intention that they are meaningful to us, that they are important to us, and that they define who we are. So try not to passively accept words that have been handed to you from everyone, because chances are that is another person's attempt at defining you in their eyes, as opposed to feeling comfortable allowing you to show up as your true and authentic self. I hope this helps. If you have any questions about labeling, just let me know. I'm going to be doing a book chapter on it. It's going to be released towards the end of the week. So look out on Instagram for the excerpt, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.